Panzi. Amandla. Siyabonga, thank you very much. Deputy President, SG, DSG, TG, members of the Central Command Team, members of the PCT, led by the Chair and the Secretary, Sibonge, our RCT, and all our grand forces, including our councillors. Today we are here in Matatiele in the Eastern Cape to salute our mothers, because if it was not you, mothers, grandmothers, sisters and daughters of this beautiful land, democracy was going to be still a dream. But because you volunteered your bodies and said you can shoot us and kill us, we want our freedom, and our freedom cannot be postponed. It is going to happen today. So we are here because you refused to carry Dompas. You said this is the land of our forefathers and mothers, and therefore we don't need to prove to anyone through carrying Dompas that we are South Africans. You did so knowing very well that the answer to that was death. But even when you knew you were going to die, in your mind you had two things. Either we are going to die or our children are going to be free. We don't want our children to be like us. We want them to walk freely because we will fight for that freedom. So we are here as grandchildren of Winnie Madikizela Mandela, who comes from Mbizana, from a rural area, to go and liberate the whole of South Africa. Charlotte Mateke, Lillian Ngoyi, and many other women who said, we cannot allow this to continue. Enough is enough. So anyone who thinks that this freedom came because someone was doing us a favor will have to think twice. Because a lot of women all over African continent fought against colonialism. We think here of Queen Nzinga, who fought against Portuguese colonialism, who said we cannot allow to be colonized by people who came from nowhere and want to conquer our world. For decades, Queen Nzinga fought against the colonizers because they knew that the defeat of colonialism will be a defeat of an oppression of women. Today, as we celebrate this day, we should remember the widows of Marikana who were brutally killed by police, who were told by Ramaphosa that these workers are criminals. He killed a lot of men who come from here in the Eastern Cape. Today, a lot of families do not have fathers. Why were they killed? Neba kopa fela chelete ya hore ba kgone ho support-a malapa a bona. Ramaphosa ha ba kopa chelete ke ditsotsi ha ba bolaiwe. Batho ba ko Kolombeni ba re le bona ba ema ka maoto bomme ba Kolombeni mo Eastern Cape, but we are not going to allow nonsense to happen on our land without us. Baba betha ka di rubber bullet, they never retreated, because generally women of Eastern Cape are not cowards. That's why today that issue of Kolombeni is still an issue, because women defended the land of their ancestors. Comrade, all of us know that there are a lot of single mothers here in Matatiele. Bontate ba file bomme bana ba fetša ba ba šia, and basadi bo bao azanka ba yo dampa bana ba le ba re bontata lona ba le tšhabetše, therefore I'm going to dump you. Single-handedly ba udisitše bana mo Matatiele mo. Today bana bao ke banna le basadi. Every time when single mothers complain about resources to raise their children, Baba Bichaka Maina, they are bitter women, yet they are not there to support their children. There is no woman who can ever be a trouble in your life, even if you give her a child, for as long as o support ngwana. Ma fa motho wa mme wa mo fa ngwana wa fetša wa tšhaba, ha ro batla tšhelete ya ngwana wa re no baby mama o bitha o ntšhetše morao o bona ke motloetše, ha bue ka ntho gore o mo siile, o bua gore support-a ngwana wa hao, because as single mothers we cannot afford. Re leboe batho ba tsolo mo Eastern Cape ba re producereditše Deputy Chief Justice ya mosadi Mandisa Maya, mamotla a rural woman ke Deputy Chief Justice, ine swantše ebile Chief Justice ke ena na winne go ba Chief Justice. Ba tsamaya ba yonka monna ba mmea mo setulong se ne swantše o kene Mandisa Maya wa o tšwa ko tsolo, ba nana gore ngwana wa ko tsolo ha deserve go ba Chief Justice. Ka gore batho ba tshepa fela banna, batho ba funi ndoda e tšebileng e be Chief Justice. O tšebile o nje mara o useless, the Chief Justice with no brain, the whole brain that is full of fat on top of that brain. That's why he can't think properly. So, Rere Mandisa Maya, we need more of Chief Justices who are African and females from rural areas. Mara Mandisa Maya, haba mo appointile mola. It's not about her. It's about a girl child in Matatiele. Hor ha mo sheba, are meo mo successful owner, even Deputy Chief Justice ya South Africa, atswa ko tsolo, hora hore nna tswa ko Matatiele, it's possible. Le nna tomorrow, I can be Chief Justice, I can be a judge, I can be a leader in society. Comrades, basadi ba rona ba mo Africa borwa ba phela in a difficult situation. Ha ba tsebe hore na ba tšhabele kae, ka gore la ba ya ko kerekeng go a rapiwa ko kerekeng. Ha ba re ba ya ko traditional counseling, mošate wa rapiwa lona mo. Ha o re o tšhabela ko ntlong ka lapeng o safe, o rapiwa hona ka mo ntlong ka mo, o reipa ke batho bao o ba tsebang. Bongata ba bomme ba rona ba reipa ke batho ba ileng gore ba tsebala. Bana ba banyana ba reipa ke bo malome, ba reipa ke di neighbor, batho ba nanang gore bona ba safe ha ba ba bona. Kante ke sera motho o emetše fela opportunity ya gore ha e ka ba ya fitla ke swantše ke reipe ngwanana o. So rena re le batho ba EFF re na le boikarabelo ba gore re tšhireletse batho ba bomme, re make sure gore bana le bomme ha ba reipiwe, ebile they are not victims of gender-based violence. Because taba ya abuse a se taba ye le reng ke taba ya family, a se taba ye reng it's a private matter. There is nothing private in gender-based violence. There is nothing private in rape. Ha o le moagisane o tseba hore motho wa rapiwa ka mo next door or ngwana wa shapiwa or motho wa mme o ska bua le bona ema fela o reporta tabeu ko branching ya EFF. EFF e tla tseba hore batla hore e etseng e police station your reporter. We must expose all the abusers because mo matatiele mo dinto a di sebetsi. Ha o re kena police station o roakana ke le ponisa la monna o re o reporta o re wa abusiwa. Maponisa mo ba roakana o re khutlela ko hae ntho ke taba ya ko hae tsamang lo e bua ko lapeng a re batle mona police station mona. Re kopa hore o ska lwana le lepodisa o iketse o ka re wa utlwa o re ne ke kopa fela leina la re ntate ke mang o mongwa le tlase o mo tsebe ka motlhong o ye o mo reporte ko EFF o re ke rekile police station ko reporter abuse motho a ba re ko nna ke taba ya private ke khutlele lapeng. EFF will know what to do with that type of a police officer. Mo matatiele mo basadi aba batliwi ha o tliwa tabeng ya politiki, basadi aba batliwi ha o tliwa tabeng ya economy, ha o ntshiwa ditender mesebetsi fuwa banna ba etse ditender ha o le motho wa mme ba rena what do you know about tenders? Ha o itse next o ka se etse next ke mosebetsi wa bontate. Ha o re o ya home affairs o batlela ngwana certificate or o batla ID, home affairs ya mo matatiele e shwile ha iteng ha ona home affairs mo matatiele mo. Ha o ka ba wa kra plan ya re o thusiwe ko home affairs o ka re badimo ba ba buile le wena ka re o tswa o seng o ye o eme line ko wa mafese ba be ba kwale. Ha o fitla fela ko countereng ya home affairs o thola mme a swantse a thuse mme a le busy ka manala or a bua ka cell phone or a khotla di computer. Taba eo ya home affairs ke utlwile hore le ema from 5 a.m. le midline ya hore ba le thuse ko home affairs. Taba e ke a inka ko e fa minister Motswaledi hore tloela ntho ya hao ya o tloa hore o lwa le maforena o ka ba re home affairs ya sebetsa tloela maforena o ye ko matatiele re batla o fihle ka 5 o'clock o seng o bo ska reporta hore wa tla o fele o fole line fela nje o le ministera o apere mask le katiba ba ska o tseba re ko wena o ema mo lining from 5 a.m. until ba kwala di office ka 4 o'clock. You will never get assistance because ha batho ba bua fela banana ra batho ba rena ba rata tshele re batla yena atle mo matatiele atla iponele yena self or batho ba rona aba thole di services mo home affairs. Re batla hore re tsebise the whole country ha re tle mona today is because re batla hore the whole South Africa ba itse hore una le nae bitswa matatiele ene ba itse hore ko matatiele ha ona ntho e sebetsang. La o tsena fela o tsena ka tropo o re wa theoa o tla mona ha ona tsela ba jile tšhelete ya skontiri ba re ba kenya skontiri ba iya mashodu ha o sepile remba lula mabane o na re o batla o phetha di pothole ke batla mmotsa le sa di pothole ko matatiele ha ona di pothole ha ona tsela o tla phetha pothole efe ka re pothole o iphetha ko nang le tsela. So ko matatiele ha re phethe dipothole, re kopa tsela. Ha re ka no ba tsela ye right ho tloha toropong e re kene ka mo every village, every township ha le paletswe ha o no ba le access road gore batho ba rena ba kgone ho kena, gore ambulance e kgone ho kena, gore heshe e kgone ho kena. Ka gore mona Eastern Cape mo I know gore ho na le batho ba e leng gore ba rwala lepokoso la mofu ba lenke ka maoto ba tloe mo villageng ba ya ko Tharotong ka gore ambulance gore heshe e re nka scan. Ha ke batlo khutla mo ke palla ko tswa ke tlo lata ke dikoloi tse pushang dikoloi tse ding. So Eastern Cape is one of the most rotten places. Dintlo tsa di RDP a ke sa batla o bua ka tsona ka gore tseo di tswa ka sefane ha ba sa o itse o re moketekete ha ba o ne ntlo ko RDP. Bana ba banyane ba thotse matlo a di RDP. Lona batho ba baholo ba ba ngwadisitseng from 1997 o fitla today a Lesotho le matlo. Ho na le mme ko o na le 57 years, ho na le ngwana ko o na le 30 years. Ngwana o thotse ntlo before mme wa 57 years. Ngwano ba santse ba botse a simple question. Ngwano o ngwadisitse neng? Mme wo a ngwadisa neng? Then you will know that there is corruption. And ke mosebetsi wa makhanselara a EFF ba tloele o robala kwa ba ijale ma ANC le di municipal managers. Ke bona ba ba swantse ba re kopa list ya RDP e cleaniwe, re tsebe mang o apply-ile nako mang apply nako mang, and iska etswa sephiri, no secret list, e ngwalwe straight public, e beiwe into public notices. Ha o fitla wena o ke shebe leina la o ke number 89. Ha ba ka re batho ba thotse di RDP wa khutlela ko listing wa wo ne le number 100 nna ne ke le 89 we thola bjang a le 100 ke le 89. Re batla ho be le transparency mo tabeng ya matlo a di RDP. Ha re ka khona ntwe ya re lwele hore mo matatiele mo list ya di RDP I beiwe everywhere mo di public notice batho ba e ba ke checka hore ke number mang. Ha o ka ithola o ka se thole ka spiri will be knowing your number. It means you got it through corruption. Re khutle hape ntwe engwarishang haholo batho beso ba baholo ke one ya hore ha o kena everywhere for shalona mo holong mo ha o ka kena ka di toilet o ithola di condom ba di beile mola. Tabeng ya di condom ke taba ya choice. To have sex is a choice. It's not something that is forced naturally. Babuwe ba ga no bia di pads ka mo di toilet. Mara re tseba hore bana ba rena ha ba ya di periodsing a se choice. It's a natural cause. So we na lo re bia di condom o pele a re bieng di sanitary pads ko pele bana ba rena ba kire di sanitary pads. Re di bie hore every public space bana ba ha ba thola banke. Why re bia in the public space? Hauna motho a batlang o tsebea ka o sokola. You can't be proud of being poor. I've never heard in any speech a person say, I'm poor and I'm proud. No. How toilets are Malema to the sanitary pads kamatso ba dinka. Libaetsa or ba be ashamed. Be a mobona, but are ring on their own, nicely, privately. A pick up a kenye go begging. Atibor no, we are safe. So, her president, ya student commander na buamo kabumme ba eteletsimpil the university. Ke bot babumme. Ke bona ba matomo ba ne ba swantsi ba beile the sanitary towels go the university in each and every room. Habumme ba le ba yo cleanela bana ba tsamaye ba tshwere plastic ya di sanitary pads ha ba fetsa o cleaner ba ishia ona mola. It's a struggle that is led by women. When they got appointed as VCs of those universities, we thought now our children's dignity is going to be restored. Hubuima habana ba le dipirotsing ba sena dipetse ba nka dipampiri ba folder do ba khwesotsa bolwetsi tsona dipampiri tseo banka di keeper ba re jwalo ba thiba o ena le puso ye ka ba fang ntho a seriti hore bona ba ke thuse ka seriti bana ba rena ba ska sokola beyond 25 years o sana le bana ba reng ba le diphirotsing ba se sekolong because ba tseba hanka ya sekolong ho ra re ko ba se tseisi tsa pleke la ka moka Hadi munka 7 days, it means this child is going to miss school for 7 days. Puso ikaye ratang batho. Because puso ikasrate ba ikhonang. O bontsha hore o rata batho, o thoma ka ba ba sa ikhoning. Then ba ikhonang ba tseba hore this is a caring government. Reakupa le today as we celebrate the Women's Day or khutlishan siriti sa bana ba banana ba ileng hore ba tlhophea ba kopa dilo tse tsa di sanitary towels. Fighters no sicelo ba mmolaya ba mo ripa di piece ke ra hore ha o ntse mola o ntse mo remella o mo khatha di piece kwenu auna muthu wa mmena hawabele ke mmena. Don't you have a sisters na? Don't you have cousins na? Why would our men make us so ashamed? Why would they do that? Batsamaye umwemeleji le pudi ya pudi kera le gusha ha o le iwane untui hey o batla thuso motho ka o mona ka mo shebile ka mahlo o mo khatha di piece motswadi wa ngwano a re a ke na taba ba mmolaile mara o na ba entseng ba mo khatha di piece o entseng se ska etsang hore o mo khatha di piece o bo ba shothile motšhini o ba nyaka o mo grinder mo re gerra I am a latlhele kwa re ska tseba ngwana rena o ko kae mara ba phile ba ska shwa ka re ba sa tlo di bona motho wa se phofolo o ka se mmolae wa mo khatha di piece wa nana in your life you'll get peace. They will never get peace in their lives wherever they are. Arisa inyaka ntweu ya hore banna emang ka maoto. Everywhere we are being asked ha re ula ba re banna ba ka mo ba kae hane ke na le mesebetsi kwa ka na re before re thoma re emang re emetse banna ba ka mo ba fitle re khone re thoma mosebetsi. So today banna ba Afrika Borwa ba kae? When the whole family of Africa Borwa is being attacked, where are the men of South Africa to defend their own? Ditsotsi di nkile strata mo matatiele mo. A re sa kgona le ho ya malapeng a bana le mashu dithapelong ro ba duduza re ba supporte ka re ha re 4 o'clock re a tshaba hore yo le tla subela ke sa lona. Bana ba faila because o ba batla ho etsa di study group ba le bosiu from there ba boele ko hae ba tla tsamaya strateng se feng because the criminals have taken over the streets. And what is worse, ko rena re le batswadi, re ntse mo rena, re le bana, re le malapa, all of these criminals are known to us. Laba ba tlo senya ko ba tswang teng, a tla tshwere tšhelete, o tseba ngwana hao a sebetse, a o mmotse potso ya hore o tlo inka kae tšhelete eo. Ha palla ku explain or ka mo e ka skene a ikhutlele morao. I will rather die suffering than to eat money with blood. Or nanga siye chelete ya upupuma madi. Apupuma madi babola ile ngwana wa our Secretary General Godrich Gadiga Mpumalanga ba molaya ba munka ba mollatlhela ko segweng. Ha re mo krea ba mo tlhabile mmelo kaofela ba mo rapile ba fetsa ba mo tlhaba ka thipa o re o entseng a re tsebe. Ke re ko bona ditsotsi tše ha e lora le tšhabe papae ka gore ke tšhomi ya Julius Malema nna le ntšhabe na. When you step this child, don't you have me in your mind? Don't you have the EFF in your mind? That we might undermine the father, but what about the people that live with the father? Ba mo tlhaba ka thipa, ba mo thunya ka mo morao ka mo. Shoot but they shot her from behind. Cowards. Ba bolaya and o ba bona banna ba dinatla ba kopane ba bolaya such a tiny body, such a beautiful soul by destroyer by latlhela ko segweng with the hope ya gore ka gore Mpumalanga ho na le ditau le dingeding o tla ja ke ditau, then they won't be able to find her. So re a kopa as parents, as communities, let us not harbor criminals. Ha ngwana a ka tla ka ntho ka re a o utlwisise hantle o ska mo rasetsa ema fela o no re o tsenye kobo mo lethekeng o re ke a khutla o ye police station o re ke bona dintho ka ko nna ka kwa di tlompalla di batla lona maponesa a fitla a check gore ngwana o kotsi ya hae ke eng, because ha rena re embrace taba ye ya o bolaiwa ha batho lo rapiwa le e tla ko rena is coming to you. How Shebantwe, look at your mother, look at your wife, us with wives, Floyd. Yeah, when I say look at wives, I refer to us with wives. Look at your wife, look at your daughters, look at your neighbors' children. Or kana ngwano can be next. Hanga se stop and nantwe ki bonanga mo lapeng laka. Next ke ngwana. Ko KwaZulu Natal nkgono wa nkgono a ke tsebe o mmona eng nkgono a le so frail. Ba be ba mo kenela ba mo rape ba mo shiona mo ashile nkgono. All of us, very few Africans can argue or bona ba godisha ke nkgono. When you see an old person, you must immediately think of your grandmother. How do you touch your grandmother like that? How do you think of your grandmother like that? What is going through you when you attack the defenseless woman? She won't do anything. Yet you still find it in you to molest and rape and kill a defenseless old woman. What type of a sick society have we become that we have no souls for old and young? These people of South Africa must rise, because in the absence of government, the people themselves must defend themselves. There's no one who's going to defend us. They don't want to defend us. We now have to take it upon ourselves to defend ourselves, like you did in 1956, like you did in 1976. You stood up carrying nothing but your hopes that this country will be liberated from apartheid. Today, we are being called upon to defend our country, this time not against apartheid, but against criminals who have declared war against the women of South Africa. We have to fight and make sure that we defend these women. There is no culture called ukutwala. Ukutwala is rape. There's no culture called ukutwala, where you take a young kid and give that child to a toothless person. Hana le meno. Future kimo, future yang ngwana. Future yang ngwana ke skolo. Ngwana ankiwa isiwe skolo. Ngwana aska ankiwa afiwa ukutwala. You know, I come from a grandmother who couldn't read and write, and her friends could read. She got very angry because society, eba mofa chelet or ayo deposit a chelet. Also, emele someone who's going to fill in those forms. Are what's on to him boragam? What's up, Papa Bam Borili? Care what happened? And my father said a girl who goes to school will never get married. That's how we didn't go to school. We can't allow that. Bana aba eskulu. If Lena, you are a product of ukutwala, let it end with you. Let the children go to school. Let the children be educated and come and take you out of your poverty. Because this ukutwala, you are giving this child to a poor person who has nothing, who's not going to help you with anything. But if this child goes to school, Mandi Samaya will come from your family. Imagine if Mandi Samaya was taken to Ukutwala. She wouldn't be a deputy chief justice today. Hey, what? You must not allow that. Anyone who has sex with anyone without a permission of that person is rape. And when it is children, it's even worse. It's a statutory rape. So please, let us not promote the rape culture in the name of culture, which is non-existent. Banabarena, we live in a new world order now that requires people to be educated. Rena re busy, re alwana ko parlamenteng, re lwanela bana ba, re a shapiwa ko parlamenteng. Honorable Malema, order, sit down. Hey, wait. Hey. Ha re lwana mo re shapiwa, ba re latlhela ko ntle ba re go. Re a khutla ka osana. Re qala from the beginning. Order. Hey, okay, Malema, le lwanela. Re lwanela bana ba kene skolo mahala. Or ba rute ba yo thusa malapa bona ko morao ko ba tlhanteng. Ex no lwana rama mati ba re okay ya ba kene. Bana ba teng ba ile go thwala. Re tla ba thola ka re ba ishitse go thwala instead of taking them to school. Let the children go to school. Let the children make a decision about their future. Let the children decide who they want to marry. The only thing as parents is to nurture them. Re ba fe tsela, re ba fe direction until they are old enough to make their own decision. We must never make a decision on behalf of our children. Fellow fighters, we need clinics in each and every ward. Ebele ambulance, ebele manese, in each and every ward. Why? White people have got exactly that. They've got clinic next to them. Bongata ba batho ba shwa ba bola ke malwetse a eleng gore if you go to clinic, they can detect it early by solver. Mara, because harna the clinic, the whole matatiel goes and queue in one clinic. Hana go yao ifitla bar no reakwetsi. Utlile clinicing ka chelete ka dimisitsweng next door. Utla patela kang. Re a lwana re batla every ward in matatiele in the whole of Eastern Cape. Ebele clinic, ebele ambulance, ebele nurse, ebele sophisticated equipment. You know, this thing is possible. You just need a caring government. There's too much money. That money is even stored under matras. Boramaposa ka mo go e beng e ntši ka ona e tletse ka parlamenteng ebile ba e beya ka tlasa matrase ba ia gore ba beele ka fasa matrase ya di dollar a ja di dollar mara rena clinic mara Ramaphosa o ya di dollar ANC wo ba re ke mabuya nena o he le go dula mathomo le la mafelelo la mo Eastern Cape mabuyana. So re nyaka hore everybody a kgone ba le primary health care, especially lena batho ba bomme le needa o feta rona. O na le ntho engwe ba re ke breast cancer e tlhaela mo letsweleng mo ha e qala ke seshonyana mana o re ke a toucha utlwanyana some irritation or hi let me go to the clinic ma check. How fitla clinicing mothaladi go mokana to that side wa ema halfway ba re kwetse wa right, this is not serious, let me leave it. Outside doctor o sasa boom up a full blown breast cancer stage 4. What happened now? Why was I at clinicing early? I kile ka zama ya clinicing mara asanga ka kena line ke telle. So ha ba itotsi in a clinic au fitla o kra batho ba 2-3 before you wanna again ba ithola isale nyanyana, they can remove it and then you live forever. Mara how e ka ba palla once it is stage 4, then outside and twergaita. So please, har re go batho ba ANC re batla di clinic is not about luxury, it's about long life for our people because we love them and we don't want them to die from senseless illnesses that can be cured. So we will fight for this until we restore the dignity of our people. Babuile mo ba di khomo dia utsiwa le dinku le dipudi di shwa ka mo Lesotho ka mo. That's why we want a borderless Africa. Ora khomo ile ka mola re no ema o seng ra elata. Ha ona border this border that. Leshodu le ka mo re le batla le ka mo. A re batle Mosotho re batla leshodu. Because ha ba batla hore tsabanyisa ba re a ro batla Basotho ba utsitse di khomo a se Basotho ke leshodu ha le bitswe ka leina le le rege o re batlana le leshodu. So le bona ba le bakatile mana ba bo rena ba 80 ko Krugersdorp that they are Basotho or South Africans we don't care. They are criminals and they must be punished as such. Their nationality matters not, because we want to deal with crime. Harika Toman Tweauri, Wokim Sut, Wokim Kos, Wokim Zulu, Wokim Pedi, oh, we are going to fight amongst ourselves. Arskera I promote and to Emunati out to it, or hey, Rabataba Sutubata my hey, Habas no Tama Basut, Reborei, Tomo Shever, Regashapa Babafi. Eh? Can I let Marshall Berging? Amongst Kotsas area, let's go for Mabata. But no, Mabata is our people. Mabata, their history will explain it. But let them go first. Out. And then that time, Mabata was leading the fight against Masut. When it finishes, but let's look around. Batas, come here. Be careful what you are inviting. The unity of a black person is paramount. Let's not allow them to divide us. Let's have disagreement and differences amongst ourselves and solve them peacefully, but not on the basis of border. Let's go and close borders and put a wall and everything. Stock theft will still be here. Because why? Ba utswa le maphodisa di khomu tse le dinkutse ba sebetsa le maphodisa. Ba sebetsa le maphodisa. So tshwanetse re lokise maphodisa first. Ha re ka kreya maphodisa first, I can tell you hauna stock theft re ka complainang. Hauna motho wa committing crime mo South Africa asa sebetsing le maphodisa. Kaofela bona ba sebetsa le maponesa. Na le ponesa mo ba re ke Sisilana, Warrant Sisilana. Hey, white taula. Okay, pile. So we want the police to be responsible citizens and live according to their oath. Their oath is to serve and protect. Not Sisilana assault a woman who's coming to open a case in a police station. Amo shape little today. So who's going to open a case? Hama ponisa shapabatu habayo bula case. Rather ushweli onata you, because what's now you are going to be abused worse when you come to that area. So now we must make sure that this place becomes a safer place for everyone. All of you, I'm happy here in Matatiel. You are teaching everyone what is Pan-Africanism practically, by how you relate with your neighbors in Lesotho and live together, speak Sotho, speak Xhosa, call each other by clan names. That's how much you show that you embrace and coexist as African people. Fighters, the last point I want to raise, second last, is the issue of domestic workers. These domestic workers are being exploited. They are not paid anything. And they are being raped, and they can't report the rape. But rape ke makgowa a bona, the domestic worker, a ka se bue ka gore ha ka bua fela. Mosebetsi wo wa bo domestic worker bo ntse between poverty le success nyana ya nang le yona. Ha reporta le khoala ka le raping ba mo tebela mosebetsing. Then from there poverty starts. Also qualify pension ya mmuso. We must find a way to protect our domestic workers. As we speak now, 100,000 of domestic workers have lost jobs in South Africa. So, it means 400 to 500 100,000 people are directly affected by the losing of a job by these 100,000 domestic workers. Because one domestic worker looks up to 5 people. We need to find a way to protect domestic work. Otherwise, now literally, poverty is visiting us. It is all of us who were brought up by domestic workers. They cared about us. And many of these domestic workers are mothers. So if you do not protect the domestic workers, it means you are not protecting the mothers. We need to protect our mothers. And the EFF must find a way of ensuring that this work called domestic worker is professionalized and a minimum wage is paid and people are not expelled easily as they are now. Comrades, more Eastern Cape, mo ANC e kry-a 73% ka di-election. Mo Matatiele mo ANC e kry-a 65% ka di-election. Mara ha le na ditsela. 582 schools, math schools, di mo Eastern Cape. Mo batho ba tsenang di-toilete tsa mekoti mo Eastern Cape. Mo batho ba senang ditsela tsa ho tsamaya pila ke mo Eastern Cape. Mo batho ba tholang mosebetsi ka hore ba robetse le lekhanselara la ANC ke mo Eastern Cape. Bana ba lena a ba bereki. Eastern Cape is the highest unemployed people in the whole of South Africa. 52.6% of the people of Eastern Cape are not working. Yet ANC itola 75%. Le votela ANC ka botshepehi e le kenya ko di toileteng tsa mekoti, bana ba kena di toilet tsa mekoti, ba be ba shwele ka mo di toilet tsa mekoti. Ha le fetsa bana ba shwela ka mo toileteng ya mekoti, la be le re a leboha ANC re bolaetse bana ka di toilet tsa mekoti 75% va. Ya, o sho re le leboha mos. Ha? Di RDP di tswa ka mahlo le difane 75% ANC va. Alena reliable water. And a metsi a tswang a di tshila ke a matsho le di phofolo di ka se anwe metsi ao. Mara la votela ANC Eastern Cape ka botshepehi. Alena motlakase bongata ba lona le sa phela ko tlase. Yet la votela ANC ka botshepehi. Why we votela ANC o khutla spetlele o no le spetlele ba o isitse ko spetlele ko ambulanceng ka wheelbarrow ba o rwele ka wheelbarrow ka re ambulance a ikene ba fihle ba o beye o kene ka ra ambulance o tsamaye o ye spetlele ba fihle ba o ill treat manese ba be ba re ko wena ona ditlhare house no ka ona fala o khutla fela o kenya kobo ko thekeng o votela ANC yene o kentse ko wheelbarrow o ya ko spetlele le tloele Mandela le sa Mandela o robetse peacefully ye a se ANC ya Mandela ya mashodu ye ha o sana ANC ya Mandela ANC e shwele le Mandela ha robala. So you can't say to Mandela sleep in peace. Wabota matsamara anyake siye ke ANC. Esiphuma kude nayo ANC Congolose. Siphuma kude ne Congolo. Oda phuma kude le toilet yamkoti. Siphuma kude. Arisa inyaka ntweo. We must say enough is enough. Arisa batla puso ye sa tlhokomeleng batho ba batsho. Arisa batla puso ye tlhophang batho ba batsho. We want a government that will look after black people, especially black women, and that government is the EFF. There is no any other government that can take care of black people except the EFF. Hey, Aber Shebile TV, Banaba Tselang Dinuka, crossing rivers, give a Eastern Cape. Or is this real? Obo phone, what is this? What's happening? I repela so. Babanke baba kense ka ra bucket. Baba ekima kima ba Kenya ba kwale ba hoye o kono crosser the river. When you finish, matatiele 65%. Le Khutler Eastern Cape 75%. Sometimes, if we're to sit down and think properly, we are our own problem. It is us who are a problem. Because we've got a solution. I say it, like voted like time and time again. Results are the same. I try something else, man. Try something else. So please, no moto utweri barley showed you litsorwa ka morwalo. Ra thola Ramaphosa ka morwalo $4 million. Calculator mo re ka diranta ka bokae. $4 million. I can take a mara matrasi. I can take a ra di sofa, ubula sofa. Ogutile carpentry mowe, upholstery wabula, o kenya chelet. Kamol. So by Wutsa, agaro showed you lauka iwela le fifing ba ushevi. A Kenya mola Kenya, akas Kenya liwa no Kenya lomo. Ola o boza mo rap hey. Onzo di mama tibi mo. Bailata bashimani busi bailata. Baibeta kwaba. Abai Wutsa instead or ayobula case. Obija gangster ya. Ba matisana le bashimani ba baitsa bo gangster. Agere gangster ka or ina le shelter utsuwa. How can you switch? It can report because go police station board. Where did the money come from? Are hey yo pal, bafan, go after them. But here le flamachin, yeah, South African police without case number. Baya kamola ntlega kwa Namibia banyaka na le bachimane ba uba baba kiri. Baba tsara, baba beta, baba torture, baba Kenya monto ya Ramaphosa. Banka mewa domestic worker ba torture lena betwa. That's why hey arnyake ntwa khatlhanon le basadi mara president shi shapa domestic worker. I fetja tlo ema mo platform ngere stop abusing women. But that stop ayanga re babo naena. So money laundering, racketeering, fraud, torture, all manner of cases against your president. Why would people stop crime when a president is committing crime in the highest office? So, South Africa, you get the government you deserve. If you want a president of a gangster, you've got one. But if you want a president that wants to save you and liberate you from the chains of poverty, you have to change your vote. So, the president in parliament now, we are going to start a process of impeachment. So impeachment means, the president we pay you for the rest of your life. Rofa security, rabara office that is paid for. Yabaya patela leki rapatela le staff sa office yao. Is called the office of the former president. Ke a utswile Thabombe kuna leona, Zuma leona una leona nkandlas. Re ba file everything. So our president ya impeachwa. Hira re inchiwa etsama fela a thole next. A thole salary, a thole pension, a thole anything. So ke ntho e re e thomileng no ko parlamenteng gore re batla impeachment process. La o ka morata Ramaphosa, lo o ka nrata Malema, mara wa kry-a motho a beile tšhelete ka ra matrase, a sa declara SARS, a sa declara Reserve Bank. Rena re phela re declara re hiwa ke SARS, yena hai o ia le nosi, ha e patele tax. And then all of us, we are all equal before the law. Let him be equal before the law. Appear before the law. Case is open. Nothing has happened because he is above the law. So, comrades, we've started that process, and once that process has started, you can be guaranteed the only way for him to survive perhaps will be to resign. Because even when you have resigned, we can still impeach you when you're not when you're no longer a president. So we really want to take this opportunity to thank our gender-based violence desk, because Rebecca na le mathata a mangata a bomme ba ba tlhophehang ko EFF, ko Winnie Mandela House. So we help a lot. And the people who do this work, they do it voluntarily without getting paid. And the 1 million membership DP, if it was to survive, it must target women. If you recruit and not target women, it means you are forming emzinesi insizwa. We don't want emzinesi insizwa here. We want women, because women, once they've catched the fire, you can't stop them. They will speak about this gospel everywhere they go. So let's target women. Let's make sure that in the 1 million members that we are recruiting, majority of them must be women. If women are on your side, nothing will happen. Remember, women are the most fearless people. They are not scared of anything. So, if you have this woman on your side, I can guarantee you the EFF will become government in 2024 here in the Eastern Cape. We want 1 million members all over South Africa, but we want more members in the Eastern Cape, because the rot is here. But Bamo Eastern Cape ba utswa abatshwariwa. They never get arrested. Boshodi bo tletse mo la o ka cheka with all amount of evidence produced. They never get arrested. But this province of Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, Gavin Mbeki, Thabo Mbeki, a province of legends and leaders. Look at how it looks like. This was supposed to be one of the most beautiful, successful provinces, because our leaders come from here. Uraba to America, but we want to see Mbizana, where Winnie Mandela comes from. There must be an airport. Yalo motor walenda uduma pudim. So, this province of O.R. Tambo, where O.R. Tambo was born, Mbizana, the house when I went, it was no longer there. The house where O.R. Tambo was born, in white people's culture, that would have been a museum that attracts visitors. And as they visit, they buy cold drink next door. They buy food next door. Then the economy of Mbizana booms. Everybody in Mbizana is working. Like Soweto, Vilakazi Street, where Nelson Mandela stayed, is during the week today. If you go there now, it's buzzing. There's no music, no nothing. People are just going up and down. And 90% of them are not from there. They are visitors. As a result, every house there in Soweto Vilakazi Street has been turned into something, either a restaurant, either a beauty salon. They are milking dollars. Bizana should be having the same. Kunu should be having the same. But because they've abandoned the Eastern Cape, people want to see where Nelson Mandela is resting. When we go to London, we visit the grave of Karl Marx. It's in London. It's no longer a grave. It's a tourist attraction. And you pay. A lot of such things can be done here. Winnie Mandela was the most brutalized woman. Her story, if properly told, it will attract a lot of people to want to see where was this type of a fearless person born. Everything, after explaining to them, $100. They are polite like that. This should be buzzing, but it's not. Why? We've allowed corruption to collapse this province of Eastern Cape. And that rot and that corruption is going to end here in Matatiele. I didn't come here only to celebrate the Women's Day. I came here to start a journey to stop corruption in Matatiele and in the whole of Eastern Cape. Because corruption can be stopped. Let them be punished.